Hello students, welcome to all in the social science class. Dear students, today in this module we are going to discuss about manufacturing industries. When you visit the market, you can see shoes, clothes, utensils, sugar and many other items of domestic use. Have you ever thought that how so many items could be made in such a large quantity? The things or items that we use in our daily life are manufactured by machines in industry. These industries are known as manufacturing industries. So let's know more about the manufacturing industries through this chapter. Dear students, as I have told you that different things are prepared in industries. Now, what is the meaning of the word just industry? Industry means one particular business activity. Now, this business activity can be production of goods or it can be delivering some services. So, what is a manufacturing industries? Let's know what is manufacturing industry. Manufacturing industries actually refers to those industries which involve in manufacturing and processing of items, that is taken what raw material into valuable products. रॉ मटेरियल को वैल्यूएबल प्रोडक्ट्स में कन्वर्ट करके लार्ज क्वांटिटीज में गुड्स के प्रोडक्शन को ही मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज कहा जाता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, शुगर इज प्रिपेयर्ड फ्रॉम शुगर केन, क्लॉथ फ्रॉम कॉटन, पेपर फ्रॉम वुड, iron from iron ore. So dear students, when raw material is converted into different items through manufacturing, then the value of products increase. Hence, we can say that manufacturing add values to the products. Dear students, manufacturing can be placed under secondary activities, and the people who are employed in the secondary activities convert the raw material from the primary sector into finished goods. It means manufacturing industries belongs to the secondary sector because it takes the raw material from the primary sector, that is primary goods, and they are converted into finished goods. Now the question arises that why is there need or importance of manufacturing? Now, you must also know that the economic strength of a country or a nation is measured by the development of manufacturing industries. यानी किसी देश की आर्थिक उन्नति मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज के डेवलपमेंट के थ्रू ही मेजर की जाती है. सो हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट जनरली द इकोनॉमिक स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द कंट्री? One of the easiest way to find out what is the GDP of a country. Manufacturing sector is also considered the backbone of the development. It helps in modernizing agriculture, which forms the backbone of our economy. So how does it modernize agriculture? By providing machines, fertilizers. It will speed up the process of agriculture. It will increase the productivity, and that way it will modernized. It can reduce the dependence of the people on agriculture income by providing them jobs in secondary and tertiary sectors, so that people who are already in agriculture, they can shift it to secondary as well as tertiary sectors. If I take any developed country, it is just 1 or 2% of the population involved in agriculture. But in our country, it is more than 50% is involved in agriculture. So, we can say that industrial development is a precondition, that is prior condition for eradication, that is removal of unemployment and poverty from our country. It also brings regional disparities because if there are two different places in our country, one is well developed, say Mumbai city or Delhi city, and there is one neighboring rural area where there is no development and the people are poor. So how can we remove the regional disparity, that is regional difference? That is very easily done by establishing manufacturing industries in those areas will get jobs and the standard of living of the people will develop. Another thing about manufacturing sector is that if we export the manufactured goods, it will expand trade and commerce and brings in much needed foreign exchange. Countries that transform their raw materials into a wide variety of finished goods of higher value are actually prosperous, and all developed countries are involved in this work. That is, they take the raw material, convert it into the valuable finished goods and exports. India has actually become a market. We are buying a lot of finished goods and they are coming from developed countries. So we can say that there is a great need of manufacturing. Now another thing is agriculture and industry move hand in hand, because industry will provide machines and fertilizers to agriculture and agriculture will provide raw material to the agro-based industries, and in this way they move hand in hand. In the present day of world of globalization, we are living in a global world. Means what today, whatever we are using our day-to-day life, we are very well aware it is coming from different part of the world. Similarly, whatever is produced in our country is going to different parts of the world. That's why we are living in a world of globalization. So when we are living in a world of globalization, the goods that we produced should be of a good quality. It must be at par in quality with those of the international market. Only then we can sell it in the international market. Dear students, let's discuss the contribution of industry to national economy in India. Now, what is the contribution of industry to national economy? Actually, it is 27%. When we say 27%, the share of manufacturing industries is only 17%. So rest 10%, what is that? It is actually coming from mining and quarrying. Quarrying means removing stones like Rajasthan is for marbles or Karnataka is for granite. When we removing it and utilizing it, that work of removing it, what is quarrying? Then even production of electricity or gas, all this is 10%. Okay. So in our country, the share of manufacturing industry is only 17%. But when we take just some South Asian countries like it is Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, so there it is 25 to 35%. That is much more than India. So we need to work upon it. The trend of the growth rate in manufacturing over the last decade has been around 7%. So the growth rate is around 7%, but we are targeting 12%. Now, how are we going to achieve this target? For this, what the government has done is establishing the National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council, NMCC. So this has been set up with an objective to achieve this target of 12%. Dear students, let's discuss some of the factors that influence the location of industries. The factors that influence the location of industries can be categorized into two categories: geographical factors and the non-geographical factors. Availability of raw material, availability of water, good climate are some geographical factors, whereas availability of electricity, cheap and skilled labor, transport and communication facilities, market, capital investment, and suitable government policies are some example of non-geographical factors. Manufacturing activities tends to locate at place where all these factors are either available or can be arranged at low cost. After an industrial activity starts, urbanization follows. Now, industrialization and urbanization, they go hand in hand. When we say industrialization, what do we understand it? Industrialization is development of industries in a country or region on a wide scale, and urbanization is the increase in the proportion of people living in the towns or cities. Now, let us understand industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. How come? Cities provide market and services such as banking, insurance, transport, labor, consultancy, financial advices, all these things. Many industries tend to come together to make use of the advantages offered by the urban centers, and this is known as the agglomeration economies. So, when set of industries come together close, they are referred to as agglomeration economies. So gradually a large industrial agglomerations take place. So lot of industries come together. The reason is they will all got those facilities together. They can make use of the facilities that are available in a particular area. In this way, the cities develops and industries also develops in that area. That is why we can say industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. Now let's understand the classification of industries. Have you seen various manufactured products like transistor, bulb, vegetable oils, cement, scooter, medicines, fertilizers, etc. All these products are prepared by different industries. So, we can classify industries on different bases. First one is on the basis of source of raw material. Based on the source of raw material, it can be agro-based industries or mineral-based industries. So, talking about agro-based industry. First, agro-based industry means raw material is coming from agriculture to the industry, or you can say agro-based industries are those industries which use raw material from agriculture. Example is one, cotton industry. So when we take industry, among the industries in our country, cotton textile industry number 1. Then it is woolen industry, silk industry, jute industry, rubber, sugar, tea, coffee and edible oil. So when we take all these industries, they are all agro-based industries because the raw material has to come from agriculture. Similarly, when we say mineral-based industry, in a mineral-based industry, the raw material are minerals. So it can be iron and steel industry. When we say iron and steel, for manufacturing steel, we require iron ore, manganese ore, coal and limestone. These are the 4 main raw material needed, and that is minerals. Similarly, when we say cement industry that requires limestone, gypsum, silica and coal. These are the 4 main raw material, and again all these are minerals. So both are mineral based industries. Then it is aluminium smelting, machine tools. So in all the areas we are dealing with metals, means minerals. Then it is petrochemical industries. So petrochemical industries use crude oil as a raw material and a variety of products are developed. First of all, they are involved in refining. Refining of petrol, diesel, kerosene, wax, many products. Apart from that, they also are involved in making plastic, synthetic fibers like polyester के कपड़े आते हैं, they comes from petrochemicals. Dear students, now let's discuss according to the main role played by them. According to the main role that they play, it is basic or key industries. When we say basic or key industry, basic industry means it is the base for other industries. That means whatever they manufactured, that becomes a raw material for other industries. So here we can say iron and steel industries. Iron and steel industry is a classic example because all machineries are made from iron and steel. So if any other industry, if it has to run to it, has to depend on iron and steel. Copper smelting, aluminium smelting, next is cement. Now cement is again a basic industry because it is used by all the construction companies. Then it is fabrics because when clothes are manufactured, they are used by the tailor by stitching clothes of it. After this, it is consumer industries. Consumer industries means those products that we see when we go to the supermarket, okay, or the products that we use in our day to day life. So we buy directly from the shops. It comes home and we use it. They are all coming from consumer industries. So industries that produce goods for direct use by consumers. This can be sugar, toothpaste, paper, sewing machines and fans. So these are the few examples of consumer industries. Dear students, now let's discuss on the basis of capital investment. Capital investment, it can be a large scale industry and small scale industry. Now, what is a small scale industry? Small scale industry is an industry where the investment is not more than 1 crore. Now, this amount actually keeps changing, but right now whatever is there in the book is 1 crore. On the basis of ownership. Now, on the basis of ownership, we have public sector, private sector, cooperative and joint sectors. These are all on the basis of ownership. So when we talk about the public sector, they are owned and operated by, they are managed by the government agencies like BHEL and SAIL, SAIL. So one is Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited and another one is Steel Authority of India Limited. Dear students, on the basis of ownership, private sector industries. Private sector, it is owned and operated by individuals or a group of individuals like Tisco, Bajaj Auto Limited, Reliance and Dabur Industries. These are the few examples of private sector industries. Next one is joint sector industries. Now a joint sector industries run by the state and individuals. That is by the government and the individuals or a group of individuals. Say, for example, one such example is Oil India Limited is jointly owned by the public and private sector. These are the few more example of joint sector, Cochin Refineries, that is established in 1963 in Madras. Another example is refineries, that is established in 1965. It is also in Madras. Next one is fertilizers. It was introduced in 1965 and it is in Gujarat state. Next one is fertilizer company, that is also introduced in 1956. These are the some few more example of joint sector industries. Next one is based on the bulk and weight. So on the basis of weight, we have heavy industry. Heavy industry is the example is iron and steel industry. Because of raw material has to be brought by train. There has to be railway line separately. Goods trains have only can bring raw material. Trucks are not sufficient. Then there are light industries. Light industries are that we use light raw material and produce light goods such as electrical goods, electronic goods. Dear students, let's discuss cooperative sector industries. Now cooperative sector industries unique. This is based on the kind of partnership. So this is owned and operated by the producers or suppliers. So this is owned and operated by producer or suppliers of raw materials, workers or both. Supposing in Maharashtra we have sugar industry. Maharashtra has developed because of the cooperative sectors. So it has partners like one who runs the sugar mill and other one is farmers. So what do? They pool the resources and share the profits or losses proportionately. That is why it is very prosperous. And another one is sugar industry is seasonal industry. It does not work throughout the year. Rainy season बंद रहता है. And that's why Maharashtra has developed when it comes to sugar industry. One more is the coir industry which lies in Kerala. So this is the end of the part 1. So dear students, today in this module we have studied about the meaning of manufacturing and its importance. We have also discussed about the factors which influence the location of industries, and finally I have told you the type of industries on different bases. Thank you. Stay blessed. Stay happy.